Hey, there's he is. How are you, brother?
Appreciate the patience, man. I was finishing up a coaching call.
Yeah, well, I know that you're a busy guy, so I certainly am here and ready to hang out. And there's so many people that want to hear what's happening in the wholesale world. And we haven't done one of these Talk Data to Me events for a while. And so I'm excited to talk to you. But how have you been? What's new in the world of Chris Jefferson? A lot of coaching. I know we have a lot of your students as customers of GeoPoint, but tell me what's been going on in the business of Chris Jefferson.
Yeah, man. Things have been super hectic, to say the least. So I'll kind of tell you what we're doing now, because ironically it's the call that I just finished up. So we just launched our JV partnership program with our students today, or within the last couple of days. But we had our first kickoff kind of call for that today. So what we've been doing is at one point we had a JV program inside of my coaching program, Charged Up University. And, we've kind of made some changes to it. We've created a new structure. Like we've got a student portal where students can log in and check the status of their leads, check status of their deals. If they've got leads that they've talked with the seller who's interested in selling, but maybe they don't feel confident in making an offer, or maybe they don't feel confident in negotiating price, whatever, they're able to send that over to my team for us to lock the deal up or negotiate the contract for them. And then we'll split the deal with them 50-50. We'll take care of doing the disposition for them as well. So I'm JVing with a bunch of students. I'm having fun doing that. It's exciting because I'm able to really supplement my offer, right, with my coaching program and what we do for students. We already do a ton, cold call role plays. We've got regional coaches, 150 plus hours of course videos, 200 hours of replay videos. And so now we're also helping students actually close the deals, right? So they can partner with me in my investment business and have an opportunity to actually close their wholesale deals as well in nationwide markets. So we're definitely having fun with that.
That is amazing, man. Well, congratulations. We talked about that when you were in my office in Arizona not too long ago. Like the only way that real estate professionals can survive is to squat up on the level of all of our friends, right? Squat up, but on a level of infrastructure and business modeling and lead generation and scale, it's highly unlikely that any of our customers or students are going to be able to get to the level that Chris Jefferson has gotten to inside of the next year, right? So like, what better way is there to get to the level of Chris Jefferson inside of the next year than to just do as many deals as possible with Chris? That's fun. And then just to encourage anyone who's watching specifically for the purpose of what you're working on, this is what I've been working on a high level on lead generation and creation, right? So it's more efficient for me to create a lead on a national basis than it is for me to create a lead on a local basis, right? So if you have a national brand, then you're able to buy down your cost per lead, which buys down your cost per contract, which buys down your, makes everything easier. And so doing that on a local level with all of the nuances of disposition and closing and having a really good closer is just such a great idea.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. And it's funny you say that, man. Yeah, we did talk about that because I was mapping it out, kind of at that time a couple months back, man. So yeah, it's cool to kind of see it, kind of come full circle, man. So
full circle. That's awesome. And so there's people that have squatted up and you're kind of seeing some consolidation. I'll talk about the real estate agency world because I'm more in the real estate agency world than I am in the wholesale world. But for the people listening, I own a portfolio of single family homes. We did $750,000 in wholesale transactions gross this year with a 2-man team, 3-man team. And then that doesn't include all of my normal real estate transactional business of just buying and selling houses and building. But on the level of the students, the people that are working towards that common goal, being able to get into a network of taking a property down is the next level of what people would do. Like first they are a wholesaler and they're doing 1 or 2 deals. So they want to scale, right? How do I scale? Well, that's really, really hard. There's a whole litany of things that you have to do to scale, but then to take down a property and actually be able to do something with it, that's it's a whole nother litany of things that you got to work through. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's one of the reasons I put this partnership program together for my students, right?
Awesome.
Because one of the biggest or most consistent questions I get is, "Hey, Chris, how do I scale?" Right? And there's no one size fits all answer to how to scale. There's complexities with scale. There's SOP hurdles, right? There's business bottleneck hurdles. There's financing hurdles. There's data like there's just all these different hurdles. And I get that question asked to me at least 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
And, what I recognized was most people associate scalability to work when scalability is attached to profitability.
Yes.
And so a mistake that a lot of people make is they think they have to be doing more, employing more, spending more, whatever the case might be, in effort to scale. When in reality, to scale, you need to be making more money,
That's
right? You need to have more money to pay for employees. You need to have more money to pay for data. You need to have, money to pay for EMDs. You have to have money to pay for taking properties down on creative finance, all these different things. So the partnership program was put in place to where people or students can focus on kind of solely on their acquisition portion of the business, allow us to deal with the disposition house part of the business, and really get an opportunity to kind of get a lot of contracts with a more limited work schedule. A lot of my students are full-time jobs and things of that nature. So this kind of really complements their opportunity to kind of be able to get a lot of things done.
Yeah, exactly. Good. That's great. And so anybody that doesn't know Chris that's on listening in, Chris is a good human. And there's a lot of people that can't make that claim in our industry. And so on top of that, he and I see very, very much eye to eye on business infrastructure and how things should be put together and how scale should be considered. So I encourage anyone to look into Chris's program. And I work with a lot of Chris's students directly. So it's a great opportunity all around. Chris, a lot of people that haven't squatted up, the people that are trying to get to the position of scale, they're struggling. And a lot of people are having a hard time getting there. Well, maybe you can tell me whether or not this is true in your students, but I feel like a lot of people are having a harder time getting their message out, getting their offer to be responded to, the text messaging or calls. Are you feeling any rumbling in the industry that this is getting harder?
Yeah. So look, here's the thing, in my opinion, on that. All right. So do I think it's getting hard? People perceive it to be getting harder. I think so. Just from the perspective of there's a lot more people in this industry at this point, right? There's new wholesalers every single day. Markets aren't getting bigger, right? It's just there's more saturation, there's more people. So here's a mistake that I see a lot of people making. It's a two-pronged mistake. The first mistake is lack of understanding how the business actually works. And I want to explain what I mean by that. So not even the business, like a business. And so when I say that, what I mean is here's something I had to personally learn in my own life, my own business. So see, when you're running a small business, or what I call a micro small business, is what a lot of people have, all right, where you're the direct operator of that company. All right. There's no level of management or somebody underneath you or whatever. Right. So that's really what we call a micro small business. And so what often happens is most people in wholesaling are in wholesaling initially because they have no money. Right. It's the lowest barrier of entry. There's a lot of profitability opportunity, but it's still the lowest barrier of entry. Here's what I see a lack of understanding in this industry in right now is that if I make a $10,000 or $20,000 assignment fee, all right, and say this is my fifth deal or whatever the case might be. Well, I've got to. That's not all rev for my business. Some of that 20,000 I got to take to live on.
That's right.
I got to take to pay bills. I got to take to pay groceries, after school care, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Right? I've got to then take money to pour back into marketing. I've got to take money to pay for these VAs that I feel I should have and all these different things. And so there becomes a lack of understanding in the fact that, at the very end of the day, your entire profit isn't your profit. And so when we're pulling against profit that comes into our business, because we need it to live on, you don't have a rental portfolio, right? So you don't have consistent revenue that's coming in on a monthly basis. So anything that comes in transactionally, you have to take money from that to survive.
Yes.
And so it creates a limitation that people often don't actually see, because they see what they actually see is, hey, I need a VA.
That's right.
Hey, I need more data. Hey, I need to go into another market. Right. It could just be as simple as you need to reinvest more money into your business. Right. And so it's, how can you create more profit or revenue without having to burden or take on more expense. Right. And so, we kind of put it together, and we look at it kind of from that approach. Then the other side of that that I see, and I've talked with people about this recently, is understanding what you need to replace first when it comes to scaling. Right. If everybody's first instinct, Dustin, is, hey, look, you know what? Let me hire a VA caller. All right. Hey, I want to hire a caller. That's what everybody says. That's what my students all say. That's what people say to me online, that kind of thing. Everybody's first instinct is, let me go hire a VA caller, because that's the buzzword in the industry. That's what we hear on all these lives. Everybody's selling VA, that's that and the third.
Of course.
Here's the reality. For somebody like me, I know that I'm really good talking to people on the phone, talking to sellers. Why would I hire a VA to replace me first? Talking to sellers. The revenue doesn't actually get created. It doesn't come unless you close deals with sellers.
That's true.
Why would that be the first thing that I hand off once I start making some money?
That's
right?
Nice. That's good.
Doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I need to hire somebody who can do admin work for me, or they can do this, or they can do that, so I can focus and have more energy and time on actually closing sellers. But I
see this big shit grin on my face, because I have to have the same conversation with realtors every goddamn day. This is not a unique thing. Like, I completely agree. So keep going. I just wanted to echo your sentiment. Yes. Do not hire what your job is. Get yourself really good at your job, and then hire the shit that makes you lets you do your job more.
There you go. Yeah, it's like, what will allow me the space to be able to do what I'm really good at the most?
Yes, exactly.
Hiring a VA to do admin work, or hiring a VA to be a lead manager or a transaction coordinator. Right?
That's right.
Now, or maybe I'm not really good on the phones, but I'm really good at integration, or I'm really good at data, or whatever the case might be. Then maybe you need to look at hiring a caller. But scaling doesn't look like copying somebody else's business.
That's right.
All right. Exactly. It looks like getting education and information and figuring out how to apply it specifically to your own business.
That's right. It's awesome. And so that's interesting that you say that, because I agree that there's unique nuances in everyone's business, but both of us are looking to take all the nuances and the uniqueness out of these businesses. We're trying to make this thing as standardized a process as possible. So what you're saying is that hire into or invest into whatever creates more standards for our friends, our partners, our colleagues, right? So buy into and reinvest whatever is going to allow you to do more deals, profit first, and create the backbone structure, one building block at a time, like anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, I like it. And so high level, and then maybe more low level. So scale and all of these things that wholesalers are struggling to. There's some of them are struggling to pay the bills, and some of them are just trying to figure out how to get to that next level. What things are working right? And I'll tell you, maybe first I can go first. For us, door knocking has been where $750,000 worth of gross wholesale rips have come from this year, right? And so what tips and techniques do you have for 2022 when someone's kind of sitting down for their Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday, they're trying to plan out the rest of their lives? What techniques are you focusing your efforts on with your students?
Yeah, man. So look, we've got a software that I've put my students onto for about a year. I don't talk very much about it publicly, but that software is chargedupreply.com. And so what I love about this software is it's text messaging. You can cold call from it, and you can do voicemail drops from it. And what I like about it the most, how we're making so much money using it, how our students are making so much money using it, is we are you can create follow-up systems, automated follow-up systems with this software. It's only $49.99 a month. All right. Yep. You can create automated follow-up sequences with this software, where the software will do text and voicemail follow-ups for you that you have to set up, right? But it will do the automation or automate the follow-up process for you. And so it allows you to be able to reach more sellers overall because you're not inundated with, Dustin, I'm sure you remember the days like I do, right? Where you're throwing calendar reminders all over the place to follow up with this person, or you're creating task in Podio to remind you to call this person or start the drip sequence. Or what this software allows you to be able to do is do all that at the point of contact with the lead. So if I talk with the lead today and I've got different follow-up structures set up, I can select one follow-up structure I want them to go into on that initial conversation, and they'll work through that process until they trigger back to us that they're ready to sell. And so it increases your efficiency, increases your speed, and definitely increases your profits for sure.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. That's fantastic. And so that takes all the brain power again out of everything, right? So like it is hard for one individual to do their bookkeeping and their marketing and their negotiating and their acquisitions and their dispositions.
Exactly.
And, it's hard. And so the more tools that you can rely on people like Chris, good humans that are out there trying to help other good humans, the more tools that you can bring into your silo that doesn't put the brain damage into setup and maintenance of leads, that's such a critical function.
100%.
It's awesome. And so it was charged up reply that we had, chargedupreply.com. So that's super cool. I'm imagining we're going to give away some data today. Matt or Dom, if you want to chime in and say, whatever the rules of the contest is, right? What did you say, Chris?
I love a good data giveaway, man.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get that wound up, and cool, Chris. Well, I appreciate it. I'd love to have another conversation with you about some of these things. But for the people that are listening here, tips and techniques, and automation process. The mailers. Are you guys doing mailers at all, or are you
not doing mailers right now? But I do want to give one other thing for sure. So look, right, like. This is, the beautiful part, Justin, I know you're a data guy like me.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, right. I'm talking data to you. All right.
That's right.
So here's one thing I've seen when having a bunch of students and kind of looking at that data over the last year and a half. We've had somewhere close to 2,000 students. So that's given me the opportunity and blessing to be able to see how a lot of people think, interact, and do certain things. So here's what I've noticed. I've noticed where a lot of people wholesale where they think they should wholesale, not where they know they should wholesale. And so, I
go deeper into that. That didn't resonate with me. Go deeper into that one.
Yeah. So a lot of people wholesale where they think they should wholesale, not where they know they should wholesale. And here's what I mean by that. I see people all the time that are wholesaling or attempting to wholesale in these like backyard markets, these rural areas. And what it is psychology, right? It's where they can get a contract easily, so it makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Or they can talk to more sellers that are saying they're willing to sell, so it makes them feel better, right? But the reality of it is that most people that are stuck or focused in those type of markets, they're either doing deals here and there or not doing deals at all, right? Like I see people that are working on deals in areas or cities where there's 75.
Who nowhere knows, yeah, who knows,
right? Totally. And at the end of the day, you gotta go where the food's at, right? You got to go where the business and where the money's at, and you can't have a fear of that, as well. So I do want to encourage people. It's not, you don't have to do deals where you live. You don't have to do deals where you grew up. You can do deals all across the country. I've got, almost 500 students across the country that are wholesaling all over the place, oftentimes in markets where they don't live at whatsoever. I myself am in 12 markets where we wholesale and do business at. So go where the money and the opportunity is at, not where you think you should go. Right. Yeah. Utilize the information, and a lot of the stuff's out there, like the list source, zip code hack, and stuff like that. They can kind of really help you identify a market.
Absolutely. That's great. Great information. Super critical to understand the whys behind your business, right? So you got to understand the why you're here, why you're focusing your attention on the callers or setting up infrastructure or spending money, so the whys of a business is always critical. That's great.
Absolutely.
For your students in your course and your JV, because you have a course that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the JV structure. Is that true?
Correct. Yeah. So we've got a course, like I said, 150 plus hours of videos.
Yeah.
It's really dope, man. So you get here's kind of how it gets charged up. Even works, and it's crazy, man. Sometimes I even kind of forget all this. We offer so much inside the group. Sometimes I even forget, kind of everything that we have and everything that we offer. And so, kind of here's the deal, right? So, you get full access to the course when you're a member. You get access to the community, right, where you're able to ask questions. I answer those questions. You're able to talk with the other students. We've got group chats and things of that nature. You get a custom marketing plan based on your budget, all documentation, scripts. We do cold call role play sessions. You get weekly call with me. We have regional groups. So we've got 12 regional coaches as well. So you get regional support groups. So across the country, because of our student count, we've got regional coaches like Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, Southeast, like I said, things of that nature. So with the region, your region leaders, you get 2 to 3 calls a week with them as well. Something I'm really proud of that we have is we have a women's group. I think that more women need to be supported in this business and need to be helped and given space. So we in charge that we have a women's group as well, where they're part of the core group, right? But we have a women's kind of accountability group that they're able to join and support each other.
That's amazing. I've talked to a couple, Ashley, I believe Ashley, and a couple others in that group, and that's such a cool opportunity, especially for the women. There's not many of us, and so those women know how to do things better than a lot of men know how to do at a high level.
I agree 100%, man. And then we've got a video vault where we've got a bunch of our trainings and replays and every coaching call you can go back and watch. Since I started Charged Up. So there's dozens and dozens and dozens of videos in there that people are able to check out as well.
Well, cool, man. We're coming to 35 minutes and I'm getting text messages back. So I say we give Tess $100 worth of free data for trying to share it to the Charged Up group. And then I think Matt and Dom they're texting in a private chat about doing some kind of a promotion, cutting up the video and put it in your group. So we'll have a contest and announce the winner on Thanksgiving is what Dom is saying.
Let me know how I can help in that. Tez is one of my students, so shout out to him. We can definitely kind of let's give some data away, man. It's a time to give thanks.
Absolutely.
No better way than to give out a little bit of data. So let me know what you guys kind of come up with. And we can definitely give some data out and help some people out. Because look, I brag about Charged Up list all the time. I went on a rant, Dustin, on Monday. About how good the Chris's favorites list are, especially at absentee 60 plus. If you don't got that list, you're crazy. I'll just be honest with you. All right.
I completely agree. Well, I appreciate you, Chris. And Chris, we'll offline. I'd like to ping you and have that conversation we've been talking about for a couple of weeks. So
like I said, man, dude, I've been so crazy busy. We've been working crazy hard for months. Putting a partnership program together, getting the software built out.
I know it.
So we're super excited to have launched that. Literally, it was the call before I jumped on
You're
here.
There, baby. You're there. Good job, man. It's so much work to put these things together. We launched an education course and we have all kinds of fun things. So I'd love to hear about your fun things. I'd love to tell you about our fun things. So
man, for sure. Let's do it.
It's very synergistic too. It'll be fun to talk about. So cool. Tez, congratulations on winning the data in the Jefferson group. We'll post this out and looking forward for everybody having a beautiful Thanksgiving. Chris, you have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, sounds good, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family and the team as well, man. Matt, Dom, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
We appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much.
All right, man.
Hey, we're doing a 40% off special.